Before we dive into this bombshell news that could change the future of the Newcastle defence, I have a quick favour to ask. Please hit that like button right now and comment your name and the city you are watching from in the comments below. I want to know where the Magpies army is representing today. Now, let's talk business. St James Park is buzzing today with a report that has sent shockwaves from Tyneside all the way to Rome. We all know Kieran Trippier has been the heartbeat of this team, the leader who guided us back to the big time. But let's be honest, at 33, the search for a successor isn't just a luxury, it is a necessity. According to the latest reports from Italy, specifically Corriere dello Sport, Newcastle United have found their man. We're talking about Zeki Celik, the Turkish powerhouse currently at AS Roma. And here's the kicker, Newcastle is leading the race. This isn't just another rumour, this is a strategic move by Howe and the board to secure a high-level defender who's entering his prime at 29 years old. Imagine a player with Champions League experience, a league winner in France, and a regular for his national team, potentially coming in to take the torch from Trippier. The fans are already debating, is he the right fit? Can he handle the intensity of the Premier League? Well, the scouts seem to think so. Newcastle isn't just looking for a backup, they're looking for a long-term solution. The news coming out of Italy suggests that negotiations are heating up and the Magpies are prepared to do whatever it takes to beat the competition. But why Celik? Why now? It's because his contract is nearing its end, making him one of the most attractive bargains in European football. Stay tuned, because the details of this deal are absolutely mind-blowing. Newcastle is not alone in this hunt. When a player of Celik's quality becomes available as a potential bargain, the Sharks start circling. Fulham is reportedly very interested, looking to bolster their own defensive ranks. But it goes even higher than that. Just a few months ago, Manchester United and Chelsea were monitoring his situation closely. Even Liverpool has been linked with the Turkish international. This tells you everything you need to know about his pedigree. He's not just a random name, he's a player that the biggest clubs in England have had on their radar for quite some time. But why is Newcastle leading the race? It comes down to two things: ambition and financial muscle. Newcastle is now one of the wealthiest clubs in the world, and they're building a project that players want to be a part of. We saw them lift a domestic trophy last season, and the hunger for more is evident. Celik is reportedly demanding wages of around €4 million per season. For many clubs, that's a steep price for a 29-year-old, but for Newcastle, it's a figure they can comfortably meet. They're looking for proven quality that can make an immediate impact, and Celik fits that profile perfectly. He has the physicality for the Premier League, the tactical intelligence honed in Serie A under top managers, and the winning mentality from his time at Lille. Speaking of Lille, that's where things get really interesting. There's a secret weapon in this deal that could give Newcastle the definitive edge over Fulham and Liverpool. That secret weapon is none other than Sven Botman. The Newcastle defensive pillar played alongside Celik during their historic League One title-winning season at Lille. They were part of one of the meanest defences in Europe, a wall that even PSG couldn't break down. The chemistry is already there. Can you imagine the reassurance for Howe knowing he's bringing in a player who already has a telepathic understanding with his star centre-back? Reports suggest that Botman could play a crucial role in convincing his former teammate to make the move to Tyneside. When a friend and former champion tells you about the incredible atmosphere at St James Park and the ambition of the project, it carries more weight than any scout's report. Tactically, Celik is a dream for Howe. He's a modern fullback who loves to get forward but never forgets his defensive duties. He's robust, disciplined, and has a crossing ability that would satisfy the strikers waiting in the box. As Trippier begins to transition into a different phase of his career, Celik provides that bridge to the future. He's at the peak of his powers, ready to step into the fastest league in the world without a second of hesitation. The Roma star sees the Premier League as the ultimate challenge, and the opportunity to join a club on the rise like Newcastle is almost too good to turn down. But will the deal cross the finish line?
The fans are anxious. They want to see the board show their intent. Signing Celik for a bargain fee while meeting his wage demands would be a masterclass in recruitment. It shows that Newcastle is being smart, not just spending for the sake of it. Let's talk about the numbers, because that's where this story gets even more compelling. Roma is in a position where they might have to let Celik go to balance their books, especially with his contract situation. For Newcastle, this represents a bargain move in the truest sense. Getting a player valued significantly higher for a fraction of the cost because of his contract status is how you build a sustainable elite squad. The €4 million wage demand is the only potential hurdle, but as we mentioned, the Newcastle Magpies have the finances to make it happen. This isn't just about paying the player, it's about the signal it sends to the rest of the league. Newcastle is here to stay at the top table. They're competing with Manchester United and Chelsea for the same target and winning. The project is moving fast, and Celik could be the next piece of the puzzle. Think about the depth this creates. Having competition for places is what separates the top 4 contenders from the rest of the pack. If Newcastle can secure this signature, they're essentially future-proofing the right side of their defence for the next 3 to 4 years. The Turkish international is known for his work rate and his professionalism, qualities that Eddie Howe demands from every single player who wears the black and white stripes. The negotiations are expected to intensify as we approach the end of the season. The Italian media is convinced that Newcastle is the most likely destination. They see the allure of the Premier League and the financial package as the deciding factors. For Celik, it's the chance to prove himself in the toughest league in the world and reunite with an old friend. So what's the final verdict? Is Celik the man to lead Newcastle into a new era? All signs point to yes. He has the experience, the existing connection with Sven Botman, and the desire to play in England. For Newcastle, it's a low-risk, high-reward move that addresses a critical need in the squad. The fact that they're beating out clubs like Fulham and interest from Liverpool and Man United shows just how far this club has come in such a short time. The Magpies are no longer just participants in the transfer market, they're leaders. They're targeting specific profiles that fit the manager's philosophy and executing the deals with precision. If this move goes through, it will be another sign of the brilliant work being done behind the scenes at St James Park. But I want to hear from you, the fans. Do you think Zeki Celik is the perfect replacement for Kieran Trippier, or should the club be looking at someone younger? Is €4 million a year too much, or is it a fair price for a Serie A star? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one of them, and I want to see the debate. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed this deep dive into Newcastle's latest transfer move, and subscribe to the channel for the most urgent and exclusive Magpies news. We're on the road to becoming the biggest club in the world, and you don't want to miss a single step of the journey. Thanks for watching, and as always, Howe the lads! We'll see you in the next video with more breaking news from the heart of Tyneside.